Aloha and hello out there, everybody. What's going on? We are sitting here and we are
streaming it.
Stream my party. Oh, baby, this is the Stream My Pod.
Stream it.
There it is. Where we talk about anything you guys can watch out there, whether it's on the telly, if you're from overseas and listening, because, hey, you saw the post. We got people listening from all over the world. If you're on the tube. What else? I don't know. What else did they call it back in the day? I can't remember.
The home box.
Well, we are going to talk about the home box office.
We will.
Because there's a relationship there to a later point we have. But
foreshadowing.
for now, I'm going to talk about somebody who was on SNL this past Saturday. First of all, do you watch Saturday Night Live still?
I do. I watched, I was actually very entertained by the Adam Sandler one where he walked in with all his characters at the family reunion. That was pretty fun.
Wasn't bad. And the Chris Farley tribute at the end from his Netflix stand-up is a great little bit there as well. And this past weekend, the musical guest was the Jonas Brothers, who are back to brothers.
Yes.
They are no longer just single Jonases. They are multiple Jonases.
Nick went on his own. Joe was in that band that sang Cake by the Ocean.
Nice.
Talk to me, baby. And is marrying Sansa Stark from Game of Thrones.
There you go. So, hey, they basically went out on their own, said, okay, we're good now. We can come back and do our thing because we want to be lazy.
And we're all not Beyonce.
We only want to work a third of the time instead of all the time. But
by the way, who's the third one? Do we know his name?
I do not, but...
Because I couldn't tell you.
Oh, man.
That was past our time. We were in college and we didn't listen to the Jonas Brothers.
Although they do have some good songs.
If you give me NSYNC, hell yeah.
There it is. But the Jonas Brothers are actually in the headlines again because they are going to guest star in the All That reboot on Nickelodeon, which is 1 month from now, June 15th.
All That.
Dun, 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 all that.
That's definitely not the song. We just made that
that's how we sing it, baby. What's that? Keenan and Kel, right?
Keenan and Kel, Amanda Bynes, the big heavy lady. I forget her name.
Dude, she had the original What Really Grinds My Gears.
Yes.
I forget what she called it, but she had her little moment where they'd zoom in and she would just say something, and I'm like, what?
Who loves orange soda? Kel loves orange soda.
That's
I
it.
do.
So I don't know, man. I think a handful of the originals may be on that. Probably with some new infused talent.
Right.
I don't know exactly what the roster is looking like, but I'll probably DVR something like that, throw it on, maybe let the kid check it out. Why the hell not, right?
Yeah, we'll check it out. It's never going to be as good as the 90s one, obviously. I mean, what were those shows? It was Keenan and Kel. All
Salute
that,
Your Shorts.
Salute Your Shorts. Double Dare.
That was good shit on Nickelodeon.
Those were the best. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Even though I didn't watch it because I was afraid of the dark.
Goosebumps. So scary.
No, thank you. That'll be interesting to see how that turns out. I have some news on the other end of the business side of streaming.
Okay, here we go.
Disney is becoming a massive conglomerate to everything, and Disney's like, we're gonna fucking buy it all. And I'm a little worried about it because I really do enjoy my Game of Thrones sex scenes, murders, blood fucking flying everywhere, and I feel like Disney's going to saturate that and not have as much stuff because Walt Disney is
what did
Mickey
Disney
Mouse.
do now?
They bought Hulu.
Oh, shit.
Apparently they were a part of Hulu.
Okay.
And they bought out Comcast.
Well, what does this have to do with the streaming services then? Does Hulu now become part of Disney Plus?
That's the big question.
Or are they going to still stay independent because, hey, Hulu has live sports?
Hulu has live sports. And
At least
if Disney gets in
push.
on that, you get ESPN in there. This is why there was such an uproar with Fox selling to Disney because people were like, hey, the whole point of this whole entire thing was there's Fox, there's ABC, there's CBS, and NBC. And then they kind of were like, you can't just buy all these things. And then Disney went to court and ended up fucking working out with Fox. And now they're buying Hulu.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we're going to buy everything.
Watch us, okay?
I mean, it's unbelievable. They bought $4 billion from George Lucas for Star Wars. And that brings me to my next point. After The Rise of Skywalker, which is the new Star Wars coming out, which is the end of the Star Wars universe that we know with Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader.
Okay.
They're coming out with a brand new trilogy.
Yes, those are the ones, the unnamed titles.
So
that
who
we talked
knows
about.
what's going to happen with that. But I'm all in now because they just got the Game of Thrones, D.B. Weiss and David Benioff in as the writers for it.
So the Game of Thrones writers
are going to write this new Star Wars trilogy.
Okay, but now, Pags, I will ask you, because in a what have you done lately for me society, the feedback on Season 8 for the writers has not been positive when it comes to Game of Thrones. So have they lost their touch? Are all these movies just going to suck?
Honestly, no. They have not lost their touch, because you get these freaking shows that go on for 7, 8 seasons. There's bound to be some episodes that people don't like. I mean, you go around and you see Game of Thrones fucking everywhere. These dudes created that. It's fucking amazing. And the reason there's all this outrage is because of how much these guys made people fall in love with this show. So listen,
but people are already in love with Star Wars.
Yes.
People are already in love with Star Wars.
And they will do a great job.
So if you're saying that's what they're good at, that's already done, Pags.
Well,
they
Game
don't
of
have
Thrones
to do
was
that.
a book, and everybody fucking loved that, and these guys made it even better and more popular.
People reading books. You think people still read, Pags? That's why we're doing a stream it pod and not a read it pod. Okay?
Listen, it's going to be fucking great. I mean, these guys are brilliant. And I honestly think, I will put this in, I think that Game of Thrones, I think this whole deal with Star Wars was in it for a while, and I guarantee they were like, let's get this fucking Game of Thrones over with. We already created it. It's amazing. Let's focus our attention on Star Wars.
Now that I'm just thinking, is this the only season that's not in the books? Didn't they catch up to the books?
Three seasons. The last season that was written, and that's why all these people that were so pissed off at the author of Game of Thrones, because he left the cliffhanger with the last book was when Jon Snow died, and everyone was like, well, is he alive? What the fuck?
That's what I'm asking. I didn't want them to be 0 for 1.
No, 6 and 7 were great. My dad's big hang up is they've gotten more predictable since they have taken over the reins, which they have, but there's still been those holy shit moments, like Daenerys blowing the whole fucking city up last episode.
It's a little tricky to come up with all the twists and turns.
The one question I will have is if they are bright enough to create this whole entire universe that Game of Thrones was already written, like all these characters.
Well,
all
it's
these
the same
names,
universe of Star Wars, right?
But yeah, but they're gonna have to create all these new characters. So that's the one thing
It'll be a challenge.
Yeah, it will.
It'll be a challenge for them, but
Disney's not gonna let them fucking put out some dog shit.
That's true, because they're gonna need some good quality content. Because I actually saw an article yesterday that literally has the amount of times anything has been streamed on a platform, and it has them in the most popular manner. So a lot of Netflix going on here at the top. So that's what I'm saying. Disney needs to bring their hot takes early.
Yes.
But I'll read you a top 5 or 10. Let me see if you've seen any of these.
So
I'll give you some numbers.
When were these streamed since?
2019.
Okay, all
just this year, yeah, up until May 14th. So whenever you're listening to this. But number 1 is the Umbrella Academy on Netflix. Over 27 million times.
Never seen it.
It's crazy, man. I think this is the superpowers one.
Possibly.
Kind of like a Marvel type thing, because Marvel's The Punisher is number 2 at 24.5 million streams or views.
I have not seen The Punisher, but I have seen Daredevil Season 2 where The Punisher is in it, and it is one of the most brutal, awesome fight scenes I've ever seen when Punisher's trying to fight his way out of jail. So I will eventually watch that. It's just been, I haven't had time.
Number 3 is You, Y-O-U from Netflix. It looks like John Mayer maybe in that one.
Interesting.
21 million views there. Number 4, Grace and Frankie on Netflix. Looks like an older rom-com type of thing, 17 million. Number 5, Sex Education, Netflix, 15 million. Number 6, Russian Doll, Netflix, 9 million. So that's where you kind of really drop off there when you get to this level. But A Series of Unfortunate Events, Big Mouth, the comedy on Netflix at number 8 with 9 million views. One Day at a Time, Netflix. Friends from College, Netflix.
I've seen Friends from College Season 1. I like that show.
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is there. BoJack Horseman, Fuller House. Literally Netflix, man, has the top 15 on here.
Are there any shows that were network TV and not...
Well, these are just streams, so I don't know if it's going to be like a CBS, but Hulu's first one comes in with Future Man, which was the comedy there with the guy from Hunger Games, the kid in that one.
I was wondering if like The Office was on there because I watch The Office every single night.
Could be. Daredevil at 19. F is for Family. Stranger Things. Let's see. House of Cards. Narcos. Peaky Blinders.
I got to watch that.
Santa Clara Diet. I've heard that's very funny.
Yeah.
But Yeah, those are your top, 20 or so on Netflix. Still
That's
ruling
wild,
the market, man.
They just come up with so much different shit that people will just watch it. And I do want to see that Santa Clara Diet. That looks good. I like Timothy Olyphant in that, and Drew Barrymore's in that one.
I heard it's worth
I heard
checking
that's
out.
good. I want to see Peaky Blinders. I can never get into Narcos because I don't like reading subtitles the entire time.
Tough.
Getting off the streaming part, well, you can stream this on Hulu.
Network television.
Network television, taking the world by storm.
Let's
on
go.
Monday. The Bachelorette.
Oh,
dun, dun, dun.
My God. Did you actually watch it?
Yes. Alyssa had it on, and I was sitting there watching it with her. She sat and watched all the NBA playoffs with me. So
has this been going on? Is this what
first
was this?
one?
Oh, okay, so premiere.
So we got the nice little introduction to the guys that they meet. But first off, it's Hannah B. She's a Roll Tide girl. Went to Alabama, Miss Alabama.
Oh, Roll Tide.
I think she's hot.
How many times did she say that? I heard she said that.
I heard it was like 100 freaking times. She said so many times I was getting sick of it.
You'll have to start counting.
So she meets a bunch of guys, some of the guys that I guess they're trying to make their presence known because you get like, I don't know how long they have in actual
first
time.
Impressions are the most important, Pags.
So a guy comes in eating a big fucking sausage with like holding a thing of mustard.
Big sausage pizza?
Fucking hilarious. There was a guy named John Paul Jones, and he goes, people call me John Paul Jones. You can call me John Paul Jones. I like this guy.
Oh, that's some confidence.
Some guy's like, I'm the box king. And he pops out of a big ass fucking box with a forklift coming in. The best, though, was so fucking funny because this dude was just so fucking shook by it. He comes up and he goes, I'm a pilot. Girls love pilots. That's what he was saying to the fucking camera. And he's like, girls love pilots. So I didn't want to flaunt the fact that I was a pilot, blah, blah, blah. The next person that comes in, pilot wearing his whole Top Gun outfit, and she fucking loved him, and she sent the motherfucker that didn't wear the uniform home. It was freaking great. But
this is no time to be bashful here on The Bachelorette. But how many dudes do we have?
30.
And they cut them already after one episode?
Yeah, they cut 10 or...
Basically, she's just looked at 10 dudes and we're like, you're ugly.
So the best part was this dude. So she had some of her friends from the last season of The Bachelor.
Oh, friends, of course.
Listening and like bugging these guys. And the one girl figured out that I got a message from somebody on social media that this guy has a girlfriend.
Oh,
and
man.
She confronts him.
Okay. This makes for some quality television.
This dude was trying to justify the fact that he broke up with his girlfriend on Monday. Today's Thursday.
Oh, dude.
We broke up on Monday. What are you talking about?
He's all
committed.
In. He's all in.
And that's what I was thinking. I'm like, well, technically he is the most committed because he fucking broke up with this girl to show up to this girl. And she was like so butthurt about it, and she sent his ass home.
He basically told that broad, hey, I'm going to have to say we broke up. We're not going to, but I'm going to be on TV for like 10 minutes and see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be back, and we'll get a ton of followers on social media. But I don't know how the season's going to go. I think somebody gives her shit for not being a virgin. I saw that in the
how dare
previews.
she.
It was like, oh, okay. It'll be entertaining. Well,
so who's your early favorite? You got to have somebody you fell in love with, Pags.
I couldn't fucking stand any of these dudes. These dudes were all fucking douchebags.
Well, who's going to win then?
I think it's going to be the guy that got the first impression bros. He's a big jack dude. Buddy.
Oh, yeah.
She was crying about the dude with the girlfriend. He came out and was like, it's okay. You'll be fine. Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, I love you.
Oh, it's like Wolf of Wall Street. There's nothing better than a good time to whisper.
Yes.
When you're trying to sell to somebody. You get real close to the microphone and slow down. And they go, oh, what he's talking about is important. Oh, man.
Sell me this pen.
Well, hey, maybe we'll have to have our bi-weekly Bachelorette couple of minutes here.
No doubt. I'm sure I'll be watching it every fucking week.
Since everybody enjoyed your Game of Thrones chatter, we'll get back to our original style of, hey, we have 2 to 3 minutes. You got to bang it out.
I'm pretty sure I broke down Colton's last season's too on an earlier podcast.
I don't remember, so
when he
you'll
jumped
improve.
the fence.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
But we did not go all the way through the show. where you kept us up to date on who everybody's rooting for and who's going to win.
I'll keep the ear to the ground and listen to all those Bachelorette people. But dude, this fucking show,
amazing. What is this, like 100th? Like which Bachelorette is there?
I think
a number
this
on
is
these?
the 15th Bachelorette, but
Okay.
there's been like 20 Bachelor ones.
Yeah, so
it's unfucking real.
We're in the 30s.
And, like,
they just keep ping ponging back and forth, right?
Six of them work out. Well, yeah, it's like the Bachelor, and then somebody from the Bachelorette becomes the Bachelor becomes the Bachelorette.
They didn't win, and
the one year they fucking put this racing guy in, and no one knew who the fuck he was.
They're like, whoa, we don't have a backstory. I can't root for this guy.
We didn't see his heart get broken on live television.
I love it. But let us know what you guys are watching out there, what you're streaming. We'll talk about it, check it out ourselves. Let you know if you guys have quality taste or if you suck.
And ladies.
I
know there's ladies out there listening.
Yeah. Y'all ready to rock?
Oh, yo.
Y'all want to know why? Why?
Because it's a slam jam, fellas. Let us know who your Bachelorette favorites are, who you think is going to take the cake
we
and
need comments.
Eventually break up with this Bachelorette.
Oh, who's going to break up later?
Yeah.
Stay tuned. But as always, we appreciate you guys listening. Give us 5 stars. Follow us on Instagram. Like we just said, we need to know because we don't know diddly about the Bachelorette. So tell us who's going to win. Tell us who's the hottest one out there.
And always stream it.
We'll see you guys soon.
Later.
Peace.